Since the 1980s, people have become a lot more interested in climate change and humanity's impact on the environment. This has made a new branch of literary criticism called ecocriticism. In this video, we're going to talk about what ecocriticism is, the kinds of discussions it raises, and the idea of ecophobia, the fear of nature. Of course, the eco in ecocriticism comes from ecology, the study of nature and the natural world, and humanity's impact on the natural world. When we talk about the world, we often mean the social sphere that humans inhabit, because we as humans think we are the center of the universe. If you take humans away, though, the Earth keeps spinning. We are not the center of anything, and it's ecocriticism that tries to take humanity and put us back into the natural living world. One of the biggest questions that we ask with ecocriticism is, what impact does humanity have on the environment? Earlier this semester, we watched the World War I drama 1917, and here we see our protagonists taking shelter in a bomb crater. Look at the environment around them. What they call no man's land is completely desolate. There is nothing living in this area. Trees are stripped bare and blackened by fire, and the water looks brown and polluted, all because of the war. It begs the question, is this what war, or maybe even humanity itself, does to the environment? Another big question is how we use or even exploit the natural world. Of course, we all have one life to live, and we have to make the most of our time on this planet. In our very first class meeting, the short film Zelos upsets the natural law of life to scientifically clone a person. The next question is why that natural law is being upset. For this story, the main character didn't have enough time to meet her obligations, so her clone takes over some of those obligations with some negative consequences. Is this meant to be a story about not upsetting the natural order of the world? Another eco-critical question to ask is, how is nature presented to the audience? For modern audiences, the natural world is often seen as a refuge from the hustle and bustle of urban life. Instead of traffic jams and being late for a big meeting, nature is a calming presence, such as the immaculate yard we saw in Paradise that secludes the rich family from the rest of the world in this giant urban sprawl. In older movies, or those movies set in earlier time periods, the natural world was one of danger, mystery, and fear, such as the secluded forest in Rashomon where the bandit and samurai clash. Because it is such a secluded forest, anything could pop out of the bushes and get our protagonists, and that is why it is wilderness. It is danger. This gives rise to the idea of ecophobia, a fear of the natural world. Because the natural world is so dangerous, we often see Western film plots with themes of taming the wilderness. Because there are dangerous indigenous people or outlaws living in the wilderness on the fringes of civilized society, the Western protagonist has to bring law and order to that wilderness. For this week's class, you're going to be watching Jaws from the 1970s, and I want you to think about three things. First, how is the natural world described in the film? So what kind of vibe does the environment give you? Is this a place of danger? Is this a calming refuge? Is the natural world itself painted as a villain? Second, is nature being exploited in this movie? And if so, how is it being exploited, and why are we exploiting it? Finally, think about ecophobia and how the characters are maybe trying to tame the wilderness in this movie.